Hello everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel Curious Quotient. So guys, if you are new to this channel, please consider subscribing this channel and press the bell icon for not missing any single videos which I will going to upload in this YouTube channel. So in today's video, I will cover one of the most important case of the Supreme Court, in which the court has decided whether the B.Ed holders uh, are B.Ed degree holders are eligible for the post of primary school teacher or not. So, in the case of Devesh Sharma versus Union of India, SC 633 2023 INSC 704. So, this is a very recent case in which in the High Court of Rajasthan, the court has decided that the B.Ed degree holders, that is the Bachelor of Education's holders, are ineligible for the appointment to the post of primary school teachers. Basically, there was an issue that, as you all know, in the primary schools, those generally number of cases was found that majority of the school teachers of the primary schools are not taking classes very much seriously, and as a result it is impacting in the it has a very bad impact in the entire education system of the primary school students. So related to that issue, the court has decided that the B.Ed degree holders are ineligible for the appointment to the post of primary school teachers. Thus, the bench of Justice Anuruddha Bose and Justice Sudhanshu Dhulia, who was the earlier judge of the Guwahati High Court, decided that the fundamental right of primary education in India is provided under Article 21 of A of the Indian Constitutions, as one of the as well as in one of the most important act, that is right to education, compulsory education to the children's below 14 years of age, um, which is provided under our Right to Education Act 2009, that it is very much important to provide free and compulsory education to all the children who are below the age of 14 years of age, despite of their financial or economic conditions. Everyone has the right to have a very quality education, and that should be imparted to everyone. Otherwise, the true value of the education will be affected. And as per the Supreme Court, the B.Ed degree holders did not pass the basic pedagogical threshold required for the teaching primary classes, and thus would not be able to provide quality education to primary school children. सो जैसा कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने इस केस में बोला है कि B.Ed डिग्री होल्डर्स जो है उनके पास बेसिक क्वालिफ़िकेशंस नहीं होता, जैसे प्रैक्टिकल क्वालिफ़िकेशंस, जैसा कि DLD कोर्स में दिया जाता है कि उन्हें प्रैक्टिकल नॉलेज भी होता है किस तरह से हायर सेकेंडरी स्कूल के स्टूडेंट्स को किस तरह से पढ़ाना चाहिए, ताकि उन्हें बच्चे इजीली चीज़ों को ग्रेस्प कर सके प्रैक्टिकली और बोर ना हो, और किस तरह से हर लेवल के स्टूडेंट्स के साथ डील करे. बट B.Ed कोर्सेज में ऐसा देखा नहीं जाता, बिकॉज इट्स कम्प्लीटली ऑलमोस्ट थियोरिटिकल इन नेचर, और उन्हें एम्फोसिस पे नहीं दिया जाता किस तरह से प्राइमरी स्कूल स्टूडेंट्स के साथ क्लास में डील करे. जिस तरह से इससे देखा गया है कि क्वालिटी एजुकेशन नहीं प्रोवाइड किया जा रहा है बच्चों को. So let us talk in detail what was the fact of the case. So the code of the dispute, consisting a notification dated 28th of June 2018, which was issued by the National Council for Teacher Education. The said notification made the B.Ed degree holders eligible for the appointment to the post of primary school teachers, that is from class 1 to 5. But in spite of that, when the Board of Secondary Education, state government of Rajasthan, issued an advertisement for the Rajasthan teachers eligibility test, it has removed that B.Ed holders will not be um, a cannot be eligible for the post. So, as a result, the action of the Rajasthan government was challenged before the High Court by many petitioners. And another set of petitioners who were the diploma holders in elementary education, that is DLD, as I have discussed earlier in this video, which is one of the only teaching qualifications required for teachers at the primary level, challenge the inclusion of B.Ed qualified candidates, and thus the state of Rajasthan supported this second batches of the candidates who are having the DLD degree despite of B.Ed degree. Thus, the Rajasthan High Court has quashed the National Council of Teaching Education notification and held that the B.Ed degree holders are not qualified for the post of primary school teachers. Now, the issue um, well, came before the Supreme Court as an appeal, and one of the senior advocate, that is P.S. Patwalia, and as well as senior advocate Meenakshi Arora, appeared for the B.Ed qualified candidates, and they have argued that the High Court of Rajasthan has failed to consider that the notification was an policy decision by the National Council for Teaching Education after the central government has issued direction in this regard, and thus the High Court was wrong to interfering with the policy decision of the central government, because in such of many of the cases the decisions are given to the um, or power to form decision are given to the central government or the state government, and in that matter the judiciary should not interfere. Next, the senior advocate Kapil Sibbal as well as senior advocate Dr. Manish Singhvi appeared for the diploma holders, that is DLD degree holders, and the state government, state of Rajasthan respectively, and thus argued that the National Council of Teaching Education, being an expert body, had to take an independent decision in this case, and based of the objective realities and not just following the direction of the central government. After that, uh, additional Solicitor General Ashwari Bhati and Assistant Solicitor General Bikramjit Banerjee, appearing for the Union of India, argued that the High Court ordered was passed ignoring the powers of central government given both under the um, act as well as National Council for Teaching Education Act. Now the question arises related to the quality education as a fundamental right. So, in this judgment, the Supreme Court traced the history of the right to free and compulsory education for the children in India and called it as a part of social vision of the framework of the Indian Constitution. The court also said that the free and compulsory elementary education was of no use unless it was also a meaningful education. In other words, the elementary education has to be of good quality and not just a ritual or formality. Highlighting the object of the Article 21A of the Constitution and the Right to Education Act 2009, the court added that the Act had even set down certain norms and standards which have to be followed in the elementary schools for the purpose of providing quality education and some meaningful education. Thus, a good teacher is the first assurance of quality education in the school. Any compromise on the qualification of the teachers would unnecessarily mean a compromise on the quality of education. And in this context, the court has highlighted that as per section 23 of the Right to Education Act 2009, central government was empowered to relax the minimum qualification prescribed by the academic authority under certain circumstances and for a limited period. Thus, the academic authority is the National Council for Teaching Education, which brought a notification on 23rd of August 2010, laying down the necessary qualifications for the teachers, both at primary as well as upper primary level. But the said notification didn't provide that B.Ed B.Ed degree holders are allowed for the appointment to the post of primary school teachers. And after that, this notification was amended, but the B.Ed degree holders were not B.Ed qualification was not included till the impugned notification, that is 28th of um, June 2018, as an essential qualification for the teachers of the primary school. Now, let us talk about the pedagogical training necessary for the teaching in the primary school children. The court has underlined that as per the National Council for Teaching, the qualification which was prescribed for a teacher in primary school was a diploma in elementary education, that is DLD, and not any other qualification, which includes B.Ed also. So in this way, the court has said that the B.Ed degree holders are not entitled, not having the um, eligibility criteria um, to be the professional teacher in the primary school. So it was stated that the candidate with or DLD degree are trained to handle the students at the primary level because they are having the practical knowledge in this area. However, a person who has B.Ed qualification had been trained to impart teaching to secondary as well as higher secondary level of students, and was not expected to impart training to primary level students. Therefore, by implications, the inclusion of B.Ed as a qualification amounts to lowering down of the quality of education at the primary level, and noting that the inherent pedagogical weakness in the B.Ed courses for thus for primary classes only, the court said that in the primary education any compromise of quality of education would mean that going against the very mandate of article 21A as well as Right to Education Act 2009, and the value of primary education can never be overstated. Thus, according to the code, um, accordingly, the court has struck down the decision of the National Council of Teaching Education to include B.Ed as a qualification for the teachers in primary schools, as it was arbitrary and unreasonable, and in fact has no nexus with the object sought to be achieved by the act, that is the Right to Education Act 2009, which is to which is which purpose is to provide not only free and compulsory education but also to provide a very quality education to the students of primary schools. Now let us talk about the judicial review can be exercised against the policy decision contrary to the law. So it is one of the biggest question arise that whether in the policy decision whether judicial review can be exercised by the court or not. On the central government submission that the policy decision could not be interfered with, that Supreme Court held that if the policy decision itself is contrary to the law and is arbitrary and completely irrational, the power of judicial review must be exercised. And the court, in the present case, in the larger context of the matter, cannot even see this as a policy decision. But without getting into the argument, even presuming for the sake of argument that the decision taken at the government level to include B.Ed as a qualification for the teachers at the primary level is a policy decision, we must say that this decision is not correct, as it is contrary to the purpose of the very act. In fact, it goes against the letter and spirit of the fundamental right enshrined in the Constitution under Article 21A, as well as against the provisions of Right to Education Act 2009. Further, the court also found that the entire exercise to be procedurally flawed as well. It held that the notification was not an independent decision of the National Council for Teaching Education taken after due deliberation, but it simply followed the direction of the central government only. Thus, the notification was quashed in the decision of the Rajasthan High Court was upheld. And in this manner, we can say that it is going to affect a lot of um, B.Ed degree holders um, life as in the matter of their career, because because many of the B.Ed degree holders have applied for the post of primary school teacher, but after this decision in the Rajasthan especially, um, the B.Ed degree holders cannot apply for the post of primary school teachers, although they can apply for the post of secondary or secondary schools, or um and in the private schools also, for the secondary education. But in the case of primary education system, they are not eligible. So the entire, in my opinion, the entire curriculum or the B.Ed course should be formed in such a way that it should also cover those syllabus of the DLD degree, with the sole purpose that the students must have the option to choose either B.Ed or DLD, and they must be eligible for both the they must be provided opportunities to apply for both primary as well as the secondary um, school teacher post. So with this, I would like to conclude this today's video. So please share this important case decided by the Supreme Court, which has upheld the decision of the Rajasthan High Court. And to every candidates who are to all the students or all those candidates who are having a decision in the back of the mind that they want to be a primary school teacher, they should know about this very important case. And please share it to your friends and to everyone, despite from the field of law background. Thank you so much for watching this.